start the second and third periods. This is Chauncey Billups working outside. He'll be a key man in the series. And this is Wallace hitting on his first shot.
Plus to score, and they need Chauncey Billups to score points.
Here's Malone on a fadeaway, but O'Neal is there for the putback over Ben Wallace.
You want to come out and show guys your big punch. You're going to see that early.
Payton got it, then lost it, but Bryant gets it back. And Hamilton with a rebound. Phillips back to Hamilton. And didn't get it. Wallace missed the putback, and now the Lakers outside. Inside now to Shaq. And then Wallace tried to steal it. He came around, he tried to wrap his way around to steal it. And
or you're going to stand behind him. And you have to keep the basket in between you and him. If you go for a steal and don't get it on Shaq, he doesn't want Kobe Bryant beating guys off the dribble, creating havoc.
Here's Campbell, a former Laker. My. Beautiful feed to Hamilton.
That's a staple of Larry Brown.
Who's pretty good at setting stuff up out of timeouts. Devin George drops it. You know, one interesting contrast here with the coaches.
Psychologist or house husband. Fortunately, I found something else.
But next year, some of those may be available again if he doesn't come back. Here's Billups driving to the basket to retake the lead for Detroit. Strives and can't get it to drop. Now Fisher underneath. And it's a jump ball, clean block. Hamilton was guarded by Rush. Now Campbell is free. And just before the 24 went off, he puts it in. And under a minute to play, opening period. And Bryant with the steal. Keeps it inbounds, drives, scores.
Block situations and then play his defense.
6-second differential. And that gets blocked by Wallace, but they're going to call goaltending. 21-19.
Excellent move. I tell you, goaltending is such a tough call. It really is. You can make a case that that was going up, but it was also over the cylinder. You know, it's very interesting, Al, because talking to the Piston coaches, that's the one thing they kept saying is that we're going to get our shots. We didn't.
On the shot clock now as they inbound. And then the following year they met again, and Detroit swept Los Angeles. Wow. O'Neal.
Again, way too deep, Allen.
Billups. And Campbell got the rebound and also, I think, got poked in the eye or hit in the face. As of Hamilton, he still can't get possession for Detroit, though, as Kobe swings it over to a wide-open George for three. 31 all. Guy is 63.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Campbell to Prince. I guess coaching is like, if there was a 6th and 7th game, it would seem to me as Payton steals it and he has Kobe out in front, and the Lakers take the lead.
Because I think in the finals, it's very difficult. You have two good basketball teams. It's very difficult to beat either one of these teams 3 times in a row.
Payton into Malone. Into Shaq, and Shaq puts it in.
Wow.
Shaquille O'Neal. And 28 points now, 28 of the Lakers' 37 points from the two big guys, and Malone and Payton still haven't scored.
Well, you knew coming into this series that there was no answer from Shaq. Well, the Lakers have already proven that there is no answer for Shaq. What we didn't know is if they...
Playing their 18th postseason game. O'Neal trying to get it underneath to George and couldn't get it through Campbell. Ticking down to a minute. Williamson.
That's one of the few guys.
He had Garnett for 6 games. So he hasn't scored, but he's always a factor. Stolen by Detroit. Here's Billups. He goes all the way and then drops it off, and the foul is committed here. Comes up with the ball. Now the Lakers should move it back outside because they can run the clock just about all the way down, but Bryant will take it there anyway. They could have taken the clock down to about 2, but Kobe saw the opening.
41 points were either second chance points or off the Pistons turnovers. So they haven't scored much at all in half-court offense.
And that's what Rasheed Wallace can do for you. Foul. Billups. Cute little move underneath, and Detroit is up by 4. Pacers. 7 lead changes, 9 ties, and Detroit with a The biggest lead in 5 is Kobe Bryant. Gracefully puts one in. At home in the playoffs, 9-0, but they've had some close calls, including the other night when they trailed in the second half to Minnesota as Bryant drives to the hoop.
What was he going to try to do?
Prince outside to a wide-open Billups, who hits it for 3.
You see there where Billups called it out and took his time.
It's told us the day of the Derek Fisher game at practice that morning. He said Derek Fisher is the X factor.
Well, he's telling him if you're open, make yourself a threat and take the shot.
5 points for him. And Gary Payton drops it. So that's a 3-pointer for Payton. Here's Wallace again from outside. Big Ben not noted for offense. And, of course, with 2 on the timer. Now that one goes in. With 2 on the timer, it was Prince from the corner.
I should guarantee you that. You know, it's funny. He's going to keep taking it. And he can keep making it. But Shaq's still not coming out.
Underneath, Malone finally scores. So Karl Malone is a 16-footer.
Yeah.
O'Neal, slam dunk.
To take it on himself. But again, Shaquille O'Neal has gotten the ball deep all night, and that's the 3rd time the Pistons have tried to go for a steal.
Bryant to O'Neal. Another slam. So the 2 big guys have 40. Billups all the way to the rim.
See, Billups likes this matchup, and you can, and all the way out is a great point. Look where the Lakers are starting their offense, and this is what's been happening all evening long, and this is why they're out of sync. It's
an 8-second differential, and Hamilton went down and is just now getting up in backcourt as Kobe has that one blocked. And when Hamilton went down, it means that as he stayed down there, he's able to score, and he goes down hard again and is so frustrated he's hurt.
Yeah.
Medvedenko into O'Neal now. 8-point lead, and Shaq banks it in. Lakers led by 1 at the half, trying to cut down on the Laker possessions from the corner. That doesn't drop from Prince, but that is good to make it 68-58. And Darvin Ham will come back in for Detroit.
And this is how Ben Wallace scores, by attacking the bucket.
Playoffs at home in the 4th quarter and have won, but now down by 10 with under 10 to play. Hunter for 3, 13 points, and Jackson says that's enough for right now. 8.5 left. They work inside again to O'Neal, and Shaq banks it in. So
the Pistons said it would be.
Williamson misses the jam, but Hamilton is there, has that one blocked.
Way to guard Shaq.
Foul on Williamson. They reset the shot clock at 14. Bryant off balance. O'Neal is there. Gets the bounce on Detroit.
I mean, this is the downside of putting a smaller guy on Shaquille O'Neal. A long rebound, he can just reach over you like he does and score. Shaq has been very active this evening.
Lakers able to get by San Antonio, but now in jeopardy of losing game 1 to the Pistons. Shaquille got free enough.
And no help. You know, to stay in this game. That's the only reason right now that the Lakers are in this game.
14 of them for Detroit. And then a big 3 by Prince. 77-68. A little over 4 to play.
Look at this, one-on-one coverage.
Over Ben Wallace.
Yeah, they're going to live with that. What they're going to say is, Shaq.
Bryant one-on-one with Prince. Shovels it underneath, and O'Neal can't handle it. But it's on the end line, and now timeout is called. So the 20, here's the play. Hamilton feeding Wallace, free enough. Over Malone. Gets tripled, and then shoves it off to Fisher in the corner. Inside the Malone, and Karl now has 4 points.
That is a huge play.
2.5 to go. Here's Billups. Big one.
See, Billups can get that shot all night far in this game.
22 for Billups. The Pistons have 4 guys in double figures. The Lakers have been a 2-man scoring machine tonight. Way outside. Bryant again. That's a 3.
If it wasn't for second shot.
Wallace. Wow. And when you're defensive dude, that 15-footer. Here's Rush again. Fisher underneath.
Even that was contested.
And Bryant will get 25. Rasheed Wallace with a foul trouble and not play very much in the first half. You'd be in Los Angeles. You'd be facing the vaunted Lakers, and you'd win by about a dozen. What were those odds?
Well, I like what Larry Brown decided to do. Kobe Bryant and Shaq, you score. We're going to defend you, but you can score. We're not going to help, but we're going to shut everybody else down. And that's exactly what the Detroit Pistons did. And now we're no longer talking about bad offense. We're talking about great Detroit Piston defense.
The Detroit Pistons have told the country, hey, by the way, we're here too.